This is a Canon T3i. The problem is it cannot lock the lens. That means the autofocus does not work. So, and most of the time when autofocus does not work, usually coming from water damage. Here, either this cable is connected to the lens pin. So if the autofocus does not work, if there's a water damage here, you can see the corrosion here, then the lens, the camera essentially cannot communicate with the lens. But this motherboard, this camera has never experienced water, but autofocus does not work. That means if the lens will turn, it just does not lock in the autofocus. So the problem turned out to be it is the focus sensor. So yes, the focus sensor. So we know that the camera inside there is a main sensor. Here is a CCD sensor. We're not talking about this. We're talking about the sensor is underneath the mirror. So here is what I found out, and because I happen to have a spare parts of the sensor, the focus sensor. So what is the focus sensor? This is the one. Underneath is the focus sensor. So inside, as a matter of fact, the focus sensor inside this metal plate. So you obviously need to unscrew these two. There are 5 screws. These two screws, and the one inside the camera mount, the tripod mount. Okay, right? If you remove this screw, you can pop up this metal plate and expose the focus sensor. Okay, right? And the focus sensor is you need to obviously disconnect these 2 cables. Okay, right? So this cable is just slide it out, and this one there is a little tab. You need to open it carefully, very slowly. Both never use force for any of the flex cable because they are weak. Okay, and then there are 2 screws, this screw and this screw. You will be, once these cables are loosened out, you can unscrew these 2 screws and remove the focus sensor. And this was the defective focus sensor. That causing the lens cannot be locked in the autofocus. Okay, right? Autofocus. So I happen to have a spare parts. I actually tested. I clean up these 2 the focus sensor. I thought it was dust. I clean up. The lens still not locked in. So I have a spare part of the same Canon T3i or 600D for this the focus sensor, and I just replace it. Okay, right? And then after replacement, the focus sensor works. The lens, after install the new focus sensor, the lens autofocus works and then locks in. For now, before I put this one back in, I just cover it up. Okay, right? Just simply cover it up. You don't actually need to store the back LCD panel. The camera actually can be turned on. Of course, you need to close the battery door because there's a micro switch here. Okay, right? So the battery door will engage the switch once it's closed. Okay, right? So now I put this one. I put the lens in. Okay, right? And obviously I need to put the battery in. The battery. Making sure the right orientation of the battery, so that should be right here. And then I need to hold the door closed. Okay, right? And then obviously I need to turn on. Cool. All right, so this is just the focus sensor, the defective focus sensor, causing this lens autofocus cannot be locked in. So replace the focus sensor. Actually, it's not too hard to replace. Okay, right? And then the lens autofocus now works again. Thank you.